record for YouTube. So, random thoughtage. When it comes to Atomes, I generally have to play through it an entire time by myself to try to keep me from being overly emotional during the recording. Whether it's giggles or tears. Mainly the tear thing, because giggles I eventually can chill myself and move on. But the problem with that is, once I beat a game, it's hard to make myself do it again. Especially whenever it comes to endings or routes I don't care for. Like Kenji's route, I don't look forward to it. That's why I kind of stuck with leaving it as the 4th route that I'm gonna do. And I didn't mind leaving Kunitaka Tojo's as first. Because it's one of the routes I liked. Him and Yoichi end up being my favorites. But it's something that I wonder, like, I like hearing the voices of characters whenever I do a playthrough of Atomes, but I don't know how much it's worth replaying it a second time since there's so many games to play. And I don't like talking over characters. So, I mean, if you really like this series, if this series is, I don't know, good, I'd like to know, people who watch this series, if there's other Atomes visual novels they specifically would like to see. Because those will be the ones that I'll bother with. Because otherwise, I mean, because there's some visual novels I've played way too many times. An example being Oz Mafia. I have played that game to completion 3 times out of personal preference back whenever I first played it. But generally after I've completed a game, I don't touch it for a year, then I complete it again. But not so much as complete it again as I just play my favorite route again. And then I don't touch it again. So I'd like to hear basically people who are interested in watching this series, if there's any other visual novels that they would watch the series for. As otherwise, it might just be more beneficial to me to just play it myself, blog about each route, and move on. Alright, so last time, from the distance, a great lightfall appeared. What? This is unexpected. How did his voice go? Hey, I can't do it. Hey, pal, go crush those guys. I can't do his voice right now. I don't know. My brain. As soon as it was ordered by Tenichibo, the giant Blightfall obediently extended its tendrils and began attacking. Yeah. Ah. The blow carried momentum, and the two were catapulted back all the way into the forest. Of course, the dark tendril didn't even scratch Tenichibo, who stood nearby. Nice. Oh, man. We're all good now. I can't do it. I was able to do his voice last recording, but now I can't do it. It just left me. Okay. After seeing things were finished, Tenichibo slowly lowered his arm. Then the giant Blightfall disintegrated into black threads and disappeared without a trace, as if nothing had been there to begin with. Amazing, extraordinary as always. To think he could control such a monster. Lord Kaigo is such an exceptional man. If we follow him, we might really become Daimyo, serving directly under the Shogun someday. All around us, the Ronin gave praises to him while looking on with eyes full of respect and reverence. Looking satisfied with himself, Tenichibo once again slowly raised his hand as if to draw their attention to him. Today, oh gosh. I'm gonna ask all you to hear me out again. First, I'm grateful to you guys. Honestly, I'm like super stoked that we wound up with this many compatriots. I never could have imagined it. Thank you. It's honestly great to meet all of you guys. The Ronin became riled up at Tenichibo's words of gratitude, which held a hint of embarrassment, as if they were warriors listening to a speech before a battle. So, like, I've been thinking about lots of stuff, like how there's this many people gathered here. It doesn't make sense to keep you guys waiting. So I thought maybe it's about time we make our move. The people's cheers became even louder at Tenichibo's momentous confession. During this, Tenichibo slowly took out parchment from his clothing, as if he was trying to build up suspense. Even from far away, I could tell. Written on the parchment were the words, Lord Yoshimune Tokugawa. As you can see, this letter is a document addressed to my dad. I'm telling him to hurry the hell up and acknowledge me and make me a daimyo. I'm gonna make Dad read this to start. If I do that, not even he can ignore me. Ain't that right? Anyways, you over there, go ahead and stick this into the petition box. Right away, sir. After Tenichibo pushed the letter onto him, the rodent bolted off as fast as he could. I settled in. Sooner or later, Dad should reply. Until then, let's get wasted. The rodent started drinking once more. Though we tried to play along and act natural, we still weren't able to speak much. The human controlling a blightfall. That shocking sight had left us at a loss for words. I also made sure to actually bring my notes out this time for the purpose of choosing the right selection. Not having to keep looking up what I'm supposed to do, when I'm supposed to save. The day after we finished our report to Oniwaban, the samurai team gathered in the audience room. The reason, of course, was to once again report to Lord Yoshimune about the case of Taigo Tenichibo. And that's how we found out that someone calling himself the illegitimate son of Lord Yoshimune had been illegally gathering ronin. According to the report from Oniwaban, Tenichibo gathered the ronin's trust through his ability to control the Blightfall. He's also submitted a formal complaint to the petition box. His goal is legitimization for Lord Yoshimune as well as a befitting status. I see. We're in quite the pickle, it seems. After hearing all the reports, Lord Yoshimune responded as he had nothing to do with him. By the way, have we ever encountered a human controlling Blightfall before? No, no one has. In 10 years since the formation of the Oniwaban, there hasn't been a single person capable of such a thing. I've confirmed with those in Kyoto and Osaka, and it's the same there. Which means this is the first time since the Oniwaban began. After he said that, Yoshimune turned his gaze towards us. I hear you were the ones who reported the case. Is there anything you wish to add? No, nothing in particular. Same. Susanoo, how about you? What did you see with your eyes? Lord Yoshimune's question, I tried to recall once more the shocking sight. What Tenichibo looked like as he raised his arm into the sky in order to summon a Blightfall. When Tenichibo summoned the Blightfall, I saw what appeared to be black threads attached to his hand. Is it rare for black threads to attach themselves in such a way to a human? Yes, that was the first time I've seen it. Normal humans should only have threads at their neck. I see, so that means threads could have something to do with how he summons the Blightfall? Henceforth, you're to find out how Tenichibo is summoning the Blightfall. That investigation will most likely proceed most smoothly with you involved, Susanoo. Affirmative. So are we correct to presume there's no need to investigate Kaigo Tenichibo's identity? Yes, we've already had contact from Tenichibo's side. Having the Kanto magistrate open an investigation would be the best option. Therefore, there's no need to concern yourself over whether he's really the legitimate son or not. Everyone nodded as if they were convinced by the additional explanation. It seemed that the conversation had reached an end point. May I ask you a question, Lord Yoshimune? I'll ask away. Lord Yoshimune, do you have any thoughts on Kaigo Tenichibo? Thoughts, you say? Like whether or not Tenichibo is really your child? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. In that case, of course I have thoughts on it. Too many, in fact. Your lordship. What does that mean exactly? Yoshiro, I want you to explain. I understand. Ordered by Lord Yoshimune, Kiyoshiro readjusts his sieza? I can't pronounce these words. With a somewhat defeated look on his face. I'm sure you know that before Lord Yoshimune became the shogun, he was the daimyo of Kishu province. At the time, Lord Yoshimune could move more freely than he can now, so when he had time, he walked around the cities. I see, trying to see how the citizens were living from up close? That's right, and as a result, he had relations with many women. Yeah. Lord Yoshimune, do you remember how many women you had relations with during that time? No, not at all. I may well never meet them again. I don't bother counting each and every one of them. There you have it. They spoke of truth so calmly, as if it were nothing more than small talk. I was shaken. Lord Yoshimune was a womanizer? That's common knowledge here. Yeah, everybody knows. And there's the chance that Tenichibo is a child from that time period? I can't deny it. The Tenichibo in question is around your age, no? That's not impossible. Me having an illegitimate child? You sure got me there. And so, Lord Yoshimune's loud laughter resounded through the room and lowered the curtains on a nerve-wracking conversation. After we left the audience room, so we discussed our future plans. In any case, we won't figure out how Tenichibo summons the Blightful unless we observe the man. Luckily, we become friends with a lot of them, so let's try to participate in meetings every once in a while. Agreed. My parents should be able to play a role here. Have to watch carefully. And outside of those times, Tominari and I will take turns watching over Tenichibo. Considering he controlled Blightfall, we need to be on our best behavior. Understood. Shouldn't I be watching over him too? I might be able to see things that would be difficult for just two of you to observe him constantly, right? Well, that's true, but... Susanoo, you shouldn't do it. It takes proper skill to keep watch, not to mention... Upon saying that much, Tominari fell silent, with a complicated expression on his face. What's wrong, Tominari? Did you forget that Tenichibo proposed to you? If he finds you while you're standing guard alone, hailing him's gonna be a pain in the... Ah! That's right, so much happened I almost forgot. Tenichibo confessed to me. That felt like extension of the role place. I wonder if he was really serious. It is true he had affection for me, but Threads can't tell me what kind of affection that is. That's that. Leave the watching to us, okay? Yes, I understand. Thank you for your work. I myself had many thoughts on the matter. I can read. In any case, I didn't have the skills. I had no choice but to accept the decision. Dominari is just like, no. From that day on, the Samurai Town's team's surveillance on Tenichibo began. We would participate together in so-called meetings, which were actually drinking parties. Tominari and Tojo would watch him shadowing his steps. But through all that, Tenichibo did not make any new moves. In the looks of it, he was sincerely waiting for a reply from the shogunate. Of course, I also tried observing Tenichibo myself, but the black threads never appeared on his arm. Then, a few days later, I was taking a casual stroll around Samurai Town while holding Kamame in my arms. Kamame, the weather is so good today. Cheap! There wasn't a meeting with Tenichibo and the others that day, so I also got a day off from the Oniwaban. I offered to help Kyoshiro, but he told me to focus on the Tenichibo case and turned me down. In that case, then the only thing left for me to do is patrol. I still haven't grasped the layout of Samurai Town, so I have to take this chance to learn it properly. Come on, mate, let's hang out today. Chirp! When I quietly addressed her, Kamame energetically spread her wings in my arms. So cute. I continued to walk for 4.5 bells. No matter where I went, everything looked like the same old Samurai Town, but then it suddenly appeared. This is, at first, it looked like a normal samurai mansion. But beyond the pure white walls, I could hear delighted and shrill sounds of children having fun. This might be the first time I've come across children gathered in Samurai Town. They seem like they're having fun, but I wonder what they're doing. Even though I knew it was rude, I furtively peeked inside. There I saw around 10 children gathered in the yard. There was a fair age gap between the children. It seemed there was kids from between the ages from around 5 to 10. In the middle of all those children was... Guys, don't get too excited. I don't want to see you getting hurt. We know, Master. Master, can we play tag? You can be it. To my surprise, Tojo was there. He seemed to be having fun while the children pulled on his arms. I immediately looked at the door plate and found Tojo's name unmistakably carved into it. Is this Tojo's mansion? But why is he with so many children? There's no way that this is a mission from the Oniwaban. Continued to watch in surprise when one of the children suddenly turned to look at me. Huh? Master, there's a guest at the door. I don't remember planning for any guests to come over. Wait, it's Susanoo. Oh, Kamame's with you too? Jeep! When Tojo called out to her, Kamame became guarded and buried her face into my arms. Kamame, what's wrong? Kamame never changes. Tojo walked towards me while scratching the back of his head, looking somewhat forlorn. I'm sorry for coming here so suddenly. I just happened to pass by. Don't worry about it. Are you having a stroll today? Yes, I wanted to properly learn the layout of Samurai Town. What were you doing, Tojo? Yeah, as you can see, I'm playing with kids. Tomonari keeps watching during the day, so I have lots of time. Oh, right. I haven't told you. I'm actually renting this mansion and running a temple school. This gathering is kind of part of that. What? Really? Well, I have missions, so I can only open classes on occasion. And then Tojo glanced at the children playing in the back. A teacher at a temple school. Tojo seems like he's good at taking care of people, so this job suits him. It's rare for a temple school to only open on occasion. What kinds of things do you teach them? Let's see. The kids who come here are all from samurai families, so I mostly teach them things only an active samurai can. Those kids usually go to a domain school, so I'm more of a tutor for them. Domain school? Is that different from temple school? Yeah, it's a school only samurai families go to. Feudal retainers' children mainly learn how to write and how to read Confucian texts. This is actually closer to a domain school, but I call it temple school for convenience sake. Mister, what about the rest of Kodoro? Is that lady over there gonna play too? At that point, a child hugged Tojo, interrupting our conversation. At the time, I realized that the kids who were in the back had gathered in front of the gate. Come on, you guys. It's pretty rude to the guests, don't you think? Like, it's just rare for a girl to come. The only person who visits is that quiet older guy. A quiet older guy. Are they talking about Tomonari? Oh, and that proper-looking samurai, too. He was super cool. When's he coming again? No, that's Genjiro. I guess he's popular with the kids, too. Hey, big sis! And then a boy tugged at my kimono. What is it? How do you know Master? The unexpected question came at me with like an ambush. I froze for a second. He's a friend. Technically, co-workers would be most accurate. But if I say that, they'll probably ask what kind of work we do. And I don't know how to answer. Yeah, I would avoid that then. I gathered my thoughts and slowly opened my mouth. He's a friend. A friend? A master? Yeah, is that weird? Yep, it's so weird. Huh. An instant reply. Is you and Master are such different ages. How did you get to know him? Oh, are you from a samurai family? Did you have your father introduce you to Master? Are you really friends? If you're on equal standing, you wouldn't talk so politely to each other, right? That's... I thought they were just kids. That they're a lot sharper than I expected. It seemed that children from samurai families had quite an eye for observation. In comparison, I didn't even think my reply through, and I couldn't even answer them properly. Hey, so why is it, big sis? Where did you meet Master? Just what kind of relationship do you have with Master? That's... Hey now, stop pestering her with all those questions. She can answer them if you ask all that. Oh, I got it. She must be Master's fiancé. Both Tojo and I were unable to immediately react to those shocking words. Even during that time, the children were nodding to each other as if convinced. I see. And she said they were friends earlier because she was too embarrassed. Adults always say whatever they can to try and brush the topic away. Oh no. This goes on. They'll have a weird misconception about Tojo. It might affect our missions. I have to do everything I can to avoid that. That's not true. That's completely and totally not true. Tojo and I are complete strangers. Oh gosh. Complete strangers. Dad declared that. The mood turned indescribably frigid. I'd messed up. I took a slip. Hey, stranger's a bit much, don't you think? I hurt anyone coming from someone like you. Even me. I'm so sorry. It's just... in the spur of the moment, I didn't mean to go that far. Sorry. I was messing with you. Don't worry. I completely understand. I'm really sorry. I shrieked down apologetically. Behind me, the children gathered together and started to whisper. Master wasn't angry at all. He looks like he's having more fun when he talks to the older guys, too. Yeah, he looks different than usual. Does that mean the big sister's a special person to Master? And she was trying to hide her embarrassment? So she really is his fiancée. I thought they were perfect for each other from the moment we met. Hey, when are you two gonna become husband and wife? What do husbands and wives do anyway? You're a bit too young for that. I'll tell you when you're older. However, Tojo didn't even try to correct them, and only gave an ambiguous answer. Seeing that, I hurriedly whispered into his ear. Tojo, are you really gonna let them have the wrong idea about us? In these situations, no use giving half-baked excuses. You might not like it, but just bear with me for a little while. No, it's not that I don't like the idea of it. Oh, really? From how you seemed earlier, I was convinced that you didn't like the idea. That's not it. I just didn't want to cause any trouble for you. Ah, so that's what that was. Well, I'm glad you don't dislike me. Nah. As with you, I wouldn't dislike the idea either. Hey, Master, what are you guys talking about? Tell us more about the big sister. Alright. How about you guys go study by yourselves in the room for a little bit, and I'll tell you later. Okay, see you later, big sis. Yeah. And then the children energetically ran off, pushed along by Tojo. While Tojo had his back facing me, thoughts raced through my head. What did he mean just now? No, this is Tojo we're talking about. He didn't mean anything more than what he said. Yeah, that must be it. I managed to convince myself after a period of anguish, all the while pretending that I didn't notice my cheeks were becoming incredibly hot. But still, I'm surprised that you're running a temple school. Outside of your work with the Oni Waban, you also have your work as a samurai. Why did you do this? And I asked that. Tojo looked at the children on the veranda as if taking the time to think a little. Well, to put it simply, it was for myself. Huh? Nowadays, knowledge is more important than strength. To live a better future, we need to give children a proper education. But because of the Blightfall problems, kids in Edo can't really focus on their studies, right? Not to mention the main schools keep taking breaks. So I wanted to help, even if it was just a little. Plus, if I do this, some of them might even become future Oniwaban members someday. Like Miyagi and Yabuta? Exactly. Temple School basically lets me keep an eye out for any prospective talent that might appear in the future. And if they do show up, then my job gets that much easier, right? That's why this is for myself. As he said that, Tojo gazed into the distance as if he were looking into the future. Though he was saying it was for himself, it was hardly an easy process, much less something to pursue with such a simple motive. They explained things that showing that fact really spoke towards Tojo's personality. Tojo, you're pretty amazing. That must be why the children feel so attached to you. You think so? Yes. And I agreed with all my might. Tojo tilted his head as if troubled. His gaze was directed toward Kamame, who was neatly nestled in my arms. But Kamame just doesn't seem to get attached to me. Hey, Kamame, what do I have to do for you to like me? Cheap! Kamame was taken off guard by Tojo's touch and hopped up. Oops, my bad. Looks like I surprised. Chirp! Then Kamame started to move rapidly around me with her usual lightning-fast speed. Seemed that she was freaked out from Tojo's contact. Kamame, it's okay. Calm down. She's extra fast today. Did two of you go through special training or something? Training? No, we didn't do anything. Really? Well, at least she seems healthy and happy. Seeing Kamame in that state, Tojo looked delighted. In the way he treats Kamame and the children, Tojo was probably someone who cared deeply for those who needed to be protected. I felt a warm happiness from seeing this new side of Tojo. A few days later, we finally saw some movement. Upon learning that we'd have our first meeting in a while, three of us headed to the hideout. Huh, it's really rowdy today. There's lots of people, too. Something seems off. It was common for it to be noisy. What was strange, however, was that not a single person was drinking. Everyone was talking excitedly to the people around them. This might have been the first time since we'd started coming here that we'd seen them so serious. Hey, it's going on today. What are y'all talking about? Oh, this is Tojo and friends. Check this. Something crazy's happened. Rejoice! Gario has finally decided to attack Edo. What? It was a truly world-shaking moment. Those words made everyone tense up, and at the same time, Tenichibo appeared from the back of the crowd. Alright, looks like everyone's here. Tenichibo. Tenichibo looked around the crowd of Ronin, crossed his arms with a face full of joy. The way he stood was proud and open, fitting pose for someone who stood above others. As soon as they saw him, the rowdy Ronin all quieted down as one. I gather you all today for one reason only. I want you to hear my determination. It's been 10 days since we made our request to the shogunate. I even sent a follow-up letter, but I still haven't received a reply. My demand was simple. Accept me as his legitimate son, and yet, still nothing. Seems like Dad is completely underestimating me. Tenichibo only muttered the last part. There was a quiet and uncharacteristic pressure to the way he spoke, and I couldn't help but feel startled. Anyhow, there's no point in waiting anymore, so I decided to take the quicker option. Intimidation! I have my partner, and more than anything else, I have you guys as my dependable comrades. So we're going to take a stand. Now's our chance. Let's go and make the Edo Shogunate great again. Together! And, of course, I can count on you guys to follow me, am I right? The Ronin immediately became fired up at the vigorous call. Everyone raised their fists in the air and started to praise Tenichibo. This were to continue, and it would only matter of time before everyone charged the city of Edo. Wait a second. I don't think you should do that. Why? Shogunate might still be conducting an investigation. They probably need to do a lot of research, considering you're the Shogun's son. If you were conceived during his time as the daimyo of Kishu, they'd need to travel there as well. It would take around 20 days to get to Kishu from here. It's too early to draw a conclusion. Why not wait another month and see what happens? You said that, but you're scared, aren't you? If you make a poor move right now, the Shogunate will think you're hostile towards them. You should plan your moves more accordingly. That's right. If you get caught because of that, then you'll be in big trouble. You guys. As we all jumped in to convince him, Tenichibo became teary-eyed. Thanks, guys. I'm super stoked that you care so much about me. Of course, we're friends. Yeah, right, Tamanari? Yeah, sure, we're friends. Can't believe a word of that from him, but whatever. You're right. Friends really are the best. And then Tenichibo wiped away his tears like he was savoring the happiness he felt. However, I can't wait anymore. Huh. I'm sick and tired of waiting. You're a man and you should act on what you say. In one quick moment, Tenichibo took something out of his inner pocket. The item shining in the sunlight, despite the pure black threads clinging to it, was an emerald magatama? If there are that many black threads attached to it, then... Come here, boy! Tenichibo raised his hand, clutching the magatama high into the air. I'll be honest, I don't know what a magatama is. Just whatever. The game doesn't feel the need to tell us what that is. When he did, a large mass of black threads exploded outwards. Just like the last time, they gathered to a single cluster and then... Thingamabobber. It became a giant blightfall. It was the same blightfall that we had witnessed before. Huh. That's when I first noticed it. The blightfall was attached to the emerald magatama by a single black thread. I couldn't help but fixate on that odd characteristic, which hadn't been present in the blightfall I'd seen at the village. Let me raid you, boy! Throughout all this, the blightfall immediately followed its master's orders. Using its tentacles, it deftly placed Tenichibo onto its back. After it finished doing so, Tenichibo once again proudly stood up. Alright, let's go, you bastards! Woo! We'll follow you to the end, Lord Kaio! The Ronin raised their voices and ran, following the Blightfall's lead. Of course, your final destination was Edo. Oh, it was worth a shot. Let's follow them. Understood. Right. This is awful. Though I was panicking on the inside, I did my best to follow behind them. The first place we ended up in was Castletown. By the time we got there, the massive Blightfall and Ronin were already lined up, barring the exits of Edo. It's a monster! Hurry! Run! Hurry and run! Come on! I've never seen such a huge monster before! It was such a surreal sight that the citizens fell into a state of panic. No one could blame them. The Blightfall that Tenichibo summoned was so big, it could crush a house with ease. It was impossible to stay calm while seeing such a big monster. We have to stop Tenichibo as soon as possible. Yeah, but it was impossible to convince him. He's not the type of guy you can stop with words. So we should wait and see what happens. I also think that's for the best. And it doesn't seem he plans on hurting one just yet. Huh. At Tamanari's words, I observed Tenichibo once more. Tenichibo wasn't paying any attention to the panicking citizens, but instead looking around as if he was trying to find something. As Tamanari said, it seemed he had no intention of attacking Edo. Then what is he doing? Intruders, get them! In time, soldiers dispatched by the city commissioner arrived, along with the volunteer police. As soon as he saw them, Tenichibo stood up, his eyes sparkling. You guys are late. I was waiting forever. What? Just who the hell are you? Why in the world are you doing this? Heh. Smirk appeared on Tenichibo's face at the usual line of questioning. As he slowly raised his arm, holding the magatama up to the air. Who am I? Fine. I'll give you your answer. My name is Kaio Tenichibo. I'm the heir of the current shogun Yoshimune Tokugawa. Tenichibo's words had such power that they managed to stop the city commissioner's men dead in their tracks. Even if they understood what he had said, accepting it as fact was a whole different story. Everyone else reacted the same as they all looked up at Tenichibo in shock. Don't lie. How could someone like you possibly be the shogun's son? That absolutely cannot be true. Oh, give it a rest. Grunts like you are clueless. You want to know whose son I am, what my demands are. Go ask the bigwigs. Now tell him this. I don't care what it takes. They better let me see my dad real quick. 7 more days. If I don't receive an answer by then, you'll be seeing this guy again. Yeah, if a monster like that runs amok here, Edo will. Who knows? Well, to sum it up, the time comes, expect hell. Yee! It seemed they could say nothing more. They were fearful of the threat standing before them. Tenichibo stared at the soldier's satisfied expression before turning around. Alright, job's done. Hey, losers, gone home for today. With that, Tenichibo and the others left immediately, raising a dust cloud as they did, all alongside the unprecedentedly massive blackfall. However, there was no way that anyone could return to their usual lives. What was all that? Was that man the Shogun's illegitimate son? Why did the Shogun let someone like that run wild? That guy's controlling a monster. Could it be that the Shogunate is connected to it somehow? The citizens were airing out their distrust towards the Shogunate. Since we knew the truth, we understood that it was all misunderstanding. It was no surprise that the uninformed masses felt that way. This is worse than I thought. If we don't do something fast, it'll come back to bite us later. Oh, your lot are here too? At that point, Kuga and Yoichi walked towards us. It seemed that they'd been listening to Tenichibo's claims right by our side. That was the rumored Kaigo Tenichibo, right? The guy you're in charge of. He's gonna pull quite the daring stunt. I'd heard about it, but I didn't expect him to be so adept at controlling the Blightfall. Yeah, in any case, let's go back to base for now. We'll report the details there. We nodded without hesitation to Tojo's suggestion. And then at the base, after Samurai Town and Castle Town teams were all gathered, we shared our information officially. So Tenichibo has finally made his move. This isn't good. He seems to be pressuring for a response, but how is the investigation going so far? Have they found anything? The Kanto magistrate hasn't even reached Kishu province. We don't have any results to discuss in the first place. Can anyone explain that to Tenichibo? Maybe he's stupid and he hasn't taken that into account. We explained, but he basically brushed it aside with a who cares? Ugh, what a pain in the ass. He's got quite the impatient personality. Judging from his behavior today, convincing him is going to be difficult. Nothing changes. We're going to have to fight him in 7 days. In any case, as long as Tenichibo can control Blightfall, we as Oni Wabon can't let him run free. He's somehow able to bend the Blightfall to his will. To figure out how, this case will not be solved. They concluded with that, Kyoshiro turned to face us. Kiyotaka, we've had you all conduct an undercover investigation these past few days. Have you found any new information? Information? It's a bit of a stretch, but... Tojo thought for a minute before raising his head. When I saw Tenichibo summon the Blightfall from up close, he took out an emerald magatama from his inner pocket. One that was hanging on some string that was threaded through the hole. That could be the key to how he's summoning the Blightfall. I agree. If he was going to go through the effort to take it out at that moment, then there should be some reason behind it. Suzuno, what do you think? Kyoshiro asked that, alerted my head slightly to gather my thoughts. I think that the Magatama is a tool used to control the Blightfall. There are black threads on the Magatama. I believe the black threads I saw earlier originated from it. And after the Blightfall was summoned, it looked to me like there's a single thread connecting the Magatama to the Blightfall. Almost like it was a rope around someone's neck, taking away its freedom. So I think there's no doubt that the Magatama is the key. After I voiced my thoughts, I looked for everyone's reactions. The Castle Town team widened their eyes in shock, but the Samurai Town team, especially Koshiro, only nodded with interest. That may be true. I'd like to ask something. Was the last Blightfall the same one that you saw last time? No question about it. The size and the shape of the mask were exactly the same. And Tenichibo called the Blightfall his partner. So it's probably the same one. I think it's the same one, too. He's not calling out different Blightfall, but rather the Magatama and the Blightfall are connected. And the way the threads moved, it looked like the big Blightfall was born from the black threads attached to the Magatama. I see. Then we should think of that Blightfall as one that has entered into some sort of pact with Tenichibo rather than a regular one. And the key to that is the Emerald Magatama. Does the Magatama serve as proof of the pact, or is the Blightfall itself sealed inside of it? It's impossible to tell from our current intel. You mean... I mean, does it really matter which one it is? That's right, we can investigate further until we've dealt with everything. In other words, if we can snatch the Emerald Magatama away from Tenichibo, that would solve our problem. There's no need to wait 7 days. Everyone nodded with determination at the conclusion we'd reached. That's easier said than done. Chance never truly presented itself. He finally went to sleep, it seems. Yes, so it seems. Susanoo, do you know where the Magatama is? Maybe his inner pockets. There's some faint black threads around there. He even sleeps with it on him when he sleeps. Keeps on him when he sleeps. Should I just sneak it off of him? Even if he finds out, I could probably come up with some sort of excuse. No way. Yeah, but... No way. Alright. It's more than enough that we figured out where he hides the Magatama. Fortunately, we still have time, so let's retreat for... Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing, you bastards? That alcohol is mine, you know. No, he's just talking in his sleep. That was scary. That was terrifying. If it comes down to this, then we have no choice but to wait until he takes off his clothes. There's no Tenichibo like she will want you to use that and create an opening. Can I count on you? Yes, I'll do my best. Tenichibo, can I talk to you for a bit? I actually have something I want you to have. Oh, what's this? A tribute? What did you bring me? It's a kimono. I know you've been wearing the same thing lately, so I prepared something new for you. Oh, nice. I'm really digging the funky vibe. Thanks. Are you not going to wear it? I was gonna wear it later. Wait, are you asking me to wear it now? If you could. So you want me to take my clothes off right here? You're trying to seduce me. I'm not seducing you. Not at all. No way. What? Man, what a tease. Hey, what's all this? Why are you guys following me all the way to the bathhouse? I thought you might need some protection when coming to crowded places like this. Sure, you can summon a monster, but you won't be able to do anything if you're caught off guard, right? Yeah, walking alone is dangerous. Man, you guys are getting real overprotective. Whatever, dude. Hang on ahead. He left. He should have at least taken off his Magatama before going into the bath. Now then, let's see. How about instead say his change of clothes? It doesn't look like it. Did you search properly? If it's not here, then where is... Oh, look. There's a Magatama on Tenichibo's wrist. Aw, come on. Why is he wearing it into the bath? What should we do? Make a new plan? Looks like we have no other choice. We'll have to ask for Susanoo's help. What do you mean? Isn't it obvious I have to ask her to come over here and talk to Tenichibo? We'll take that opportunity too. No. No, but... Absolutely no way. She could see something nasty, so no. Something nasty? We can just take care of him before that happens. I'm sure she'll understand. Susanoo, I thought I heard Susanoo just now. Wait, is she here too? Looks like he heard us. Maybe we should pretend it's an accident and drown him in. Simmer down, pal. Let's not say anything too rash. Besides, it's not like he discovered our plan. But in any case, what kind of hearing does this guy have? Susanoo, where are you? It's me, it's Kaigo Tenichibo. Come watch your future husband's back. A pervert! Don't come here, idiot! Go! See, we were right to not call it Susanoo. It's hard to tell whether he's just an idiot or not. Though we repeated our attempts, you were still unable to retrieve the Emerald Magatama. There's just one more day until the deadline. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to succeed. Today's the final party, right? It'll be difficult if we miss this chance. We have no other option but to attack him in his sleep. Attack him in his sleep, and then what? Assassination, of course. Oh, now, won't go that far. If it turns out he really is Lord Yoshimune's illegitimate son, me no coming back from that mistake. That's right. This case is getting serious. But I don't think Tenichibo's a bad person at heart, so it seems a little much to kill him. And I don't want the two of them to do something like that. But to be honest, he's doing something pretty villainous. If his pedigree wasn't in question, he would have been done for. A single misstep in this case could cause an upheaval in the shogunate, too. That's right, so we can't slack off here. In order to stop Tenichibo, I need to work even harder than before. Stealing our will, we entered the meeting place. Oh, you're here! We prepared lots of alcohol for today. Come over and sit already. As usual, the Ronin greeted us with bottles in hand. Everyone was already drunk and their faces were bright red. Tomorrow's the day of reckoning. We're finally gonna become the servants of a daimyo. But hey, we don't get an answer from the shogunate, right? Feels a little early to celebrate. That don't mean nothing. If push comes to shove, we'll do whatever we want by force. With this gigantic monster by our side, the shitty commissioner will be running home to their mama. Yeah. In contrast to excited Ronin, Tenichibo seemed to be in a bad mood. Unlike usual, he was slowly sipping his alcohol in the corner of the meeting place today. Of course, the Ronin wouldn't leave him alone. What's the matter, Lord Kaigo? Our victory is nearly decided. Let's enjoy ourselves more. Yeah, exactly. Ain't today supposed to be a celebration? Shut up! I'm not in the mood for that right now. Get out of here! Tenichibo threw his bottle of alcohol at the Ronin and chased them away immediately. Overwhelmed by his threatening attitude, no one seemed able to go near him. Scary, he sure is in a bad mood. Wasn't he like that all day today? But things are going so smoothly. Let's got Lord Kaigo in such a tiff. Miss, why not go pour him some alcohol? We tried, but you saw how he treated us. Yes, I understand. For the sake of the mission, it would be beneficial to be on good terms with Tenichibo. That in mind, I started to walk when Tojo whispered into my ear. Susanoo, this is our chance. Huh? What do you mean? Right now, Tenichibo's drunk and doesn't have proper judgment. If you get close enough to pour him his drink, then it's ours for the taking. This is our chance to get the Magatama. Oh, I see. You're right. Oh, do you think you can do it? That's... Susanoo, what's wrong? No, it's nothing. I'll do my best to be useful. Alright, good answer. Then let's go and... sorry, can I go outside and get some fresh air first? It's just, I'm a little dizzy from the smell of alcohol. I don't mind, but are you sure you want to go alone? I can go with you too if you'd like. No, it's just over there, so it's fine. Anyway, I'll get going. Actually, Tominari knows better. I moved to a place a slight distance away, and after some time, I crouched down and gazed at the ground. Truthfully, I wasn't leaving the party hall because I'd gotten dizzy from the smell of alcohol. I just wanted to be alone. What should I do? I'm so nervous. If I fail here, then Tenichibo will invade Edo tomorrow, right? If that happens, lots of people might get hurt, or even die. Everyone and everything is counting on me. Over and over, I took deep breaths, all while contemplating the situation. Quite some time had passed since I had become alone, but the fluttering in my chest didn't seem like it would disappear. I can't just stay here forever. Once the sound of my heart calms down, once it returns to normal, I'll go back to everyone. Susanoo, there you are. At that point, I heard a familiar voice from behind me. When I turned around, Tominari was in the middle of walking towards me from the shadow of a bush. It seemed he had gone out of his way to come and find me. You weren't coming back, so I was wondering what was wrong. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, let's go back. I gave a hurried answer and immediately stood up. To tell the truth, I hadn't finished preparing myself mentally. However, I knew all too well that our time was limited. I haven't sorted through all my thoughts yet, but it'll have to wait. I'll just have to play it by ear and do my best. Swallowed, anxiety and all, I started to walk at a fast pace. To start, Tenichibo seems drunk, so I just have to be careful not to make his mood worse. Then all I have to do is move carefully so he doesn't catch wind of what I'm up to. And then... Susanoo, are you alright? And when I passed by Tominari's side, he grabbed my hand. The strength of his grip stopped me dead in my tracks. Huh? Your hand is shaking. And he pointed it out and noticed for the first time that my hand was shaking slightly. I immediately tried to stop it with my other hand, but it was completely useless. It seemed that the nerves weren't just in my head. They were appearing physically as well. This is, You really are nervous, aren't... Don't worry about it. It happens a lot. Really? Really? That's just the way my body is. I couldn't think of a good excuse, so I tried to cover it up with whatever came to mind. Thought that I'd be able to manage it by saying that, but... is that so? To my surprise, instead of letting go, Tominari wrapped his hands around mine. Taken off guard by that action, my body tensed up even more. What? Yeah. You really seem to be acting strange. I can tell that you're clearly shivering. Then Tominari gently and kindly rubbed my hands as if trying to warm them. Huh. Oddly enough, at that moment, I felt a strange sense of security. Normally, you'd be cautious if a man held your hand in that way. But for some reason, Tominari was an exception. In fact, I felt myself becoming calmer and calmer. If there's something you're worried about, tell me. That's why I came here. And then Tominari looked at my face, gauging my mood. As soon as I saw his serene expression and eyes, the weariness in my heart completely vanished. If it was Tominari, I might be able to say how I really felt. It wasn't hard to think that way. To tell the truth, I'm a little scared. Scared of what? Lots of things. If I fail today, then Edo will be in deep trouble, right? When I think about that, I get so nervous. I figured it's because you're a kind person. No, I'm not kind. It's just that I feel like I'm getting crushed by all this responsibility. But we wouldn't even think that if it was up to us. Even if we failed, we just think of what to do next. Even if it means someone's hurt because of you? Yeah, nothing's gonna change if you keep regretting something that's already happened, right? So you're only doing this for me because this is the most efficient? Because if I succeed in this mission, the case will be solved smoothly? I knew I was asking a mean question. But even so, in that moment, I couldn't help but ask. What he said had reminded me that I was talking to someone whose heart was sealed, and I couldn't even see the threads on his neck. Now, Tominari, perhaps taken off guard by my question, blinked in surprise. He looked so defenseless, I was reminded of an innocent child. What's wrong, Tominari? No, I just never thought about why I'm here right now, doing this. Huh, really? Yeah. I just thought you seemed off, so I wanted to help you feel better. I'm sorry. It's not really convincing coming from someone like me. After saying that, Tominari tilted his head in a somewhat dejected way. So as I saw that, the uncomfortable feeling that had been spreading in my heart completely vanished. Right, it doesn't matter what he's really thinking. Doesn't change the fact that Tominari's trying to support me right now. What I should look at isn't his heart, but it's his actions. No, I believe you. I believe you, Tominari. Susanoo. And I muttered the words as if trying to convince myself. Tominari narrowed his eyes happily. My hand that had been shaking earlier was now completely still. Thank you. My hand is fine now. Oh, okay. And then Tominari let go of my hand as an act of consideration. He seemed reluctant to let go, and his hands were gentle until the very end. Can I ask a question? What is it? Why do you care so much about me? Didn't I answer that before? I just want to, so I do. I think I want to spend time with you because I don't quite understand the reason why. That's all. I know. But I want to ask you again. You haven't found the answer yet. Tominari, consciously or not, wanted to cheer me up. His actions were the reason why I started thinking about how I interacted with vessels. But they also raised new questions. I knew that I shouldn't rush him. But still, I wanted to know the answer. And Tominari's answer was, I'm not sure, but I think you're special. To his uncertain reply, I answered, Thank you, Tominari. To Tominari, I was special. That alone gave me a certain feeling of security. Now I think about it, I've been saved by your kindness ever since we met. When I think about it that way, you might be special to me too. I'm special? And then Tominari's eyes widened in slight surprise. It was as if he'd never expected to be told that. Sorry, did I upset you? No, that's not it. It's just that... It's weird. I felt something strange, like a warmth deep inside my chest. Am I sick? Huh. Maybe not. This isn't a bad feeling. It's actually... But when he was about to say that much, somebody closed his mouth. I said something weird. I'm sorry. You don't need to worry about it. Yeah, I'm sorry too. Was that Tominari's sealed heart reacting just now? Maybe I'm able to become closer to Tominari. I should be more careful. Vessels who regain their memories or heart will be eliminated. With that in mind, I stopped talking. Afterwards, we immediately returned to where Tojo was. We decided to confirm for the last time what we needed to do. Listen, there's no need to panic. We know that he has the Magatama in his inner pocket. All we need to do is wait for the chance to steal it. You see an opening, summon up the courage to reach out and grab it. As soon as you have it, immediately give it to either me or Tominari. Don't worry, this mission is the same as the tea ceremony. If you mess up, we'll find a way to deal with it. Yes. Tominari nodded along in agreement. It's alright. Thanks to Tominari, I no longer have any doubts. All that's left is to do what I need to do. My goodness. We nodded to each other as if confirming our resolve before we started walking to our target. To the Yamabushi monk, who was drinking alone while intimidating those around him. To Kaio Tenichibo. To every last one of you. Tenichibo, hello. Hello. Hey, how are the drinks? Thought you might have run out, so we got you some more. The second all three of us greeted him, Tenichibo's face brightened up instantly. Ah, damn. Suzuno and you two dudes, you guys made it. Of course, man. Today's basically a pre-celebration, so why don't we all drink together? I'll pour everyone's drinks. I'll just stay here. Hey, don't just stand there. We did our utmost to pretend everything was normal and sat down around Tenichibo. Then as soon as we said those words to him, Tenichibo was obviously dissatisfied. Yeah, so you're just like the rest of them. I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? It's not like you did anything wrong. By the rest of them, do you mean the Ronin? How are we the same? You got no ambition. What are we even celebrating, man? How in the world can I be happy when not a single one of my requests were met? Our goal isn't just some uprising. Our goal is to build a new Daimyo family, you know? Upon saying that, Tenichibo poured more alcohol into his empty cup. His uncharacteristic level-headedness startled us all. Does that mean you wanted the shogunate to recognize you through official means? Obviously. If I use my partner's power tomorrow, I can force them to recognize me. That's not gonna make me happy at all. Then why did you pull that stunt recently? That never happened. I'm sure the shogunate would have seen you in a different light. The goal was for the shogunate to recognize you, then shouldn't you have waited? Yeah, what was I supposed to do? I was panicking, and he told me to do that. He? Just forget it. Tenichibo cut the conversation short and turned away with a pout. He looked like nothing more than a sulking child. I always thought that he might not be a bad person, so is there something more to all this? Now I think about it, I don't know anything about Tenichibo. Tenichibo? What do you want from me? Tenichibo, why do you think that you're the Shogun's illegitimate son? If you're that convinced you are, you must have some solid proof, right? When I asked my honest question, Tenichibo pursed his lips. Oh, that's what my mom told me. You're a child of that Lord Yoshimune, she'd say. I'm used to serving Wakayama Castle. I heard that my old man had relations with her during that time, when he was still lord of the domain. Yeah, my dead uncle told me that it'd only be a matter of time before servants from the government came to pick me up. Oh yeah, my mom also told me her dying will that I need to respect the Yoshi in my name. Yoshi can only mean Yoshimune Tokugawa, my old man, right? So I thought that this is it. What was your childhood nickname? Hanosuke. I see. What does that mean? Yoshi isn't in Kaigo Tenichibo or Hanosuke, right? Ah, man. I just want to meet my dad. I want to show him that I can be a dutiful son. I want to talk to him about Mom. Oh, he just acknowledged me already. Tenichibo. There's a lot I wanted to say. I felt like I could understand how Tenichibo felt. In the end, he just wanted to meet his father, Lord Yoshimune. The reason why he gathered the Ronin and caused a commotion was because his upbringing had affected his thinking. He might have wanted to show off how impressive he was, even just a little, so that Lord Yoshimune would acknowledge him. That's why I have to stop him here. I understand how Tenichibo feels, but his methods are just too aggressive. Once I confirmed what I had to do, I picked up the bottle of alcohol that was left nearby. Tenichibo, let me serve you some alcohol. Please drink as much as you want today. Thanks, hun. You're my only oasis. No, you're too kind. Then I stuck myself right next to Tenichibo in order to pour him his drink. Not long after I tilted the bottle, I saw something sparkle in the corner of my eye. Just now was that? The true my gaze to it, saw its magatama inserted into Tenichibo's exposed inner pocket. It was so entangled in black threads that it had become a pitch black mass. There was no mistaking it. I reflexively turned back, saw both Tojo and Tomonari nod at me. I took that as their signal urging me to do it. Placed the bottle of alcohol down, slowly reached down with my arm, making use of Tenichibo's blind spot. Delicious! Drinks taste way better when you pour them for me. This is the first time I've poured you a drink. Don't sweat the little things. My taste buds never lie. It must be because of the emotions behind it. Tomonari, how about you try pouring your heart into my drink every now and then? No. You didn't even hesitate. Come on. What the hell are you guys doing? That was all a conversation with Tenichibo. My hand was slowly inching inside the sleeve. It was already inside the inner pocket, so if I just stretch just a bit more, I'd reach the Magatama. It's okay, I'm an Oniwaban, a proper member of the Oniwaban, to protect everyone in Edo, but... Hey, wait a sec. At that moment, Tenichibo suddenly grabbed my arm. The course arm he grabbed was the one that had snuck into his sleeve. What have you been up to? I've been pouring you drinks. That's not it. Shoving your hands in my clothes all sneaky-like, weren't you? Are you looking for this? Narrowed his eyes suspiciously, took out the Magatama from his inner pocket. What should I do? You discovered what I'm after? Something was up. You ever been interested in me? Saying you start acting all nice and friendly. Just because I'm drunk doesn't mean you can pull a wool over Are you two having a secret talk? You've sure become real close. Tominari! But there, Tominari immediately barges way into the conversation. Tenichibo's gaze shifted from me to Tominari at the sudden intrusion. What are you on about? Just now she was doing something sus. What's going on, huh? Don't just keep it to yourselves. Listen on the conversation. Nah. Ugh. Then Tojo looped his arm around Tenichibo from behind, pulling me into the hug as well. He must have snuck behind us while we were focusing our gaze on Tominari. He was so aggressive with his hug that both Tenichibo and I fell over. With that, naturally my arm was freed, and the arrow also slipped from Tenichibo's hand. Ah! In that moment, I moved so fast I even surprised myself. Stretched my arm to the limit, managed to snatch up the Magatama just as it was about to roll into the ground. I did it! I immediately looked at the palm of my hand, and it was the Magatama glinting brilliantly. There's no mistake. It was the Emerald Magatama we were after. Susanoo, over here. Right! Nescon instantly handed the Magatama to Tominari. Is this the real thing? Yes, I can see the black threads. There's no mistaking it. Alright, then it's mission complete. Now we obtained the target, we expressed our joy with abandon. There have been a few hiccups, but what was important was that we ultimately secured the Magatama. Now Tenichibo should be able to summon the Blightfall. We did it! We've protected Edo, and we've protected everyone. That problem is solved. But Tenichibo didn't share the sentiment. Ah! You guys have really done it this time! What? Tenichibo smashed a ball of alcohol against the ground, his fury evident. Although I backed off from the sheer pressure exuded, Tojo and Tominari maintained their usual calm expressions. I go Tenichibo. As you can see, we got your trump card. Quit your pointless resistance. Yeah, can't be. Are you members of the Shogunate? You just noticed, samurai retainers don't normally rebel for such petty reasons. Damn, I was an idiot for trusting you all so easily. Wait, don't tell me Susanoo was also... I'm sorry. The guilt made it impossible to look at Tenichibo's face straight on. Even so, his quivering fist was visible from the corner of my eye. God damn it, you tricked me! That's when Tenichibo's anger exploded. Tenichibo dashed forward like lightning, striking straight towards Tominari. Missed the plan of retrieving the Magatama. Susanoo, hold this for a second. Not me. Where Tenichibo's hand could reach him, Tominari tossed the Magatama at me. Same time, he elegantly avoided the charge at the last second. As a result, Tenichibo continued on and collided to the bush that was behind Tominari. Ouch, that looked painful. Listen, I won't let you get away with this either. And Tenichibo didn't give up there. He immediately leapt out of the bush and ran towards me like a flash of lightning. He's scary. Right, first I have to make sure the Magatama is safe. Tojo, you're up next. Scared out of my wits, I quickly threw the Magatama in Tojo's direction. This time I threw it in a hurry, flew off in a completely unexpected direction. Hey, where are you aiming at? I'm sorry. My Magatama! There's no way Tenichibo would let that chance pass. Tenichibo hurriedly changed directions and leapt at it in order to grab the Magatama first. As if I'd let you. Of course, Tojo also leapt towards it at the same time. As a result, surprisingly, the two held it between them by the Magatama and string. Tenichibo held the Magatama itself, and Tojo held it by the string. Neither of them seemed intent on letting go, and the string was stretched to its limit. Yeah, go, you're gonna break the string if you keep pulling. Yeah, that's not happening. You're still worried about the string. All you have to do is let go. No way! You can't believe you toyed with my feelings. You were making fun of me from the start, weren't you? That's not true. We're just trying to complete our mission. Damn it! If I knew you were like this, I would have never let you into my group. What game are they playing? Yeah, let me. Besides, Lord Kaio looks like he's having fun. Go, boys! Keep at it! The rodents sitting like distance away from us didn't seem to grasp the situation and were egging them on irresponsibly. I'll never forgive you. I've never been played as Yeah, I've never played such a fool like this in my entire life. When I get my partner back, you guys are gonna be dead meat in no time. Hey, don't pull too much. You're seriously gonna break the string. And why don't you let go? I don't care. Just hurry up and give me back. Boop. Yeah. At that moment, Tojo's warning came to be. Unable to withstand the strength of two men, the string connected to the Magatama had snapped. On top of that, surprised by the sudden event, Tenichibo had broken his grip, and the Emerald Magatama rolled towards the entrance to the meeting place. Sorry for being late. Can I still join the party? As he appeared was the very Ronin who invited us to join the group. He was walking towards us with a kind smile on his face, while excitedly waving his hand. The Magatama that fell just happened to roll right up to his feet. Hey, you there, pick that up and bring it over to me. No, give it to me. Yeah, this thing? And he heard Tenichibo's missing order. The Ronin blinked in surprise and bent down. That's when I noticed it. An enormous mass of black threads possessing the Magatama he was about to pick up. Watch out! Huh? In an instant, black threads flew out of the Magatama as if a dam had broken. It entangled itself and formed a complex single mass. And became the massive lightfall. Ow! You there, get over here now. Suzuno, stay back. Right. After they recovered, the Ronin, Tojo, and Tominari cautiously backed away. In contrast, however, Tenichibo stumbled his way toward the Blightfall. Partner, what's the matter? I haven't summoned you yet. Hey, partner, just what is... Yeah. Lord Kyle, what is going... Ah! There was something wrong. Like the previous times it was summoned, the Blightfall was rampaging freely, seemingly guided only by its instincts. It didn't even appear to hear its master Kaio's words. This is... Looks like it's gone berserk. I don't know how it works, but I'd hazard to say it was the string. The string was why he was able to control the Blightfall, I think. And without that string... As if proving Tominari's words right, the Blightfall carelessly smashed the objects around it. It was obvious, if we left it alone, we'd have a disaster on our hands. We have no choice but to eliminate it here. Yeah. And then the two quietly unsheathed their swords. It happened on a truly beautiful day. On that day, Lord Yoshimune Tokugawa was using his free time to observe the fields. Traveling along with his large outfit of guards, he gazed upon green waves of rice in deep contemplation. Are the rice farms proceeding well this year? Thanks to my lord, they're coming along very well. Been plenty of rain this year, so we'll be able to pay our tribute. I see. That's good news. Since we're far from the city, there's practically no damage from the Blightfall. If that's the case, I should be able to finish up with a simple round of inspections this time. In that moment, something resembling a scream rang out, interrupting Lord Yoshimune's thoughts. The low-pitched noise sounded like it was rising from the earth itself, forced everyone to stop in their tracks. What was that just now? Maybe an animal? Vermin come out quite often to eat rice, you see. They sound awful close for it to have been a vermin. Lord Yoshimune muttered under his breath and turned his gaze in the direction of the sound. Oh my! And then, to his shock, beyond, in the forest, the Blightfall was rampaging, knocking down trees as it did so. Monster! Settle down now. It still hasn't noticed us. You're right. We can't let it go on like this. You lot, escort the residents of the village to Edo and inform the city commissioner of this incident. Lord Yoshimune's guards nodded at his words. Right then, what will you do, my lord? Are you not going to head to Edo with us? Before he answered the farmer's question, Lord Yoshimune looked beyond the forest. Large number of Ronin frantically making escape. This meant at the sight of the incident, his own Yoshimune had realization. He was the massive Blightfall, the same one that had attacked Castletown before. I still have something I must do. Lord Yoshimune murmured as if trying to tell himself. The battle was raging on. The massive Blightfall was swinging its tentacles, toppling down the trees of the forest. While dodging those blows at the last second, the two were bravely attempting a retaliation. Now, go. Ah! Unfortunately, the attack that was meant to be the final blow ricocheted off the Blightfall's mask. Dull noise that echoed across the area signified that the attack had failed. Damn! The mask isn't broken, Kunitaka. I know, its mask is a lot tougher than you'd think. Normal slashes won't put a single scratch on it. That's troublesome. Is this kind of Blightfall very common? No, this is the first I've ever heard of anything like this happening from the captain either. A Blightfall's weakness is its mask, right? But if it's too tough to cut, then what are we going to... While exchanging words, the Blightfall charged at us once more. Susan, it's dangerous. Get back. Right. If we don't defeat it here, the damage will spread all the way to Edo. Tominari, we're gonna have to try again. We might be able to break it if we smack it enough times. Understood. And the two of them furiously leapt into battle. The area around us is already a wreck from the Blightfall's rampage. The Ronin who had been enjoying their drinks had all run away. There's one exception who stayed despite the chaos. It's Tenichibo. Abscess from fear, Tenichibo's entire body was shaking. He looked at us from a tree's shadow. Tenichibo, please get it together. Aren't you the master of that Blightfall of that monster? What am I supposed to do? He doesn't even seem to hear me anymore. Is there any way to stop it, or do you not know that either? Of course not. It's not like I made the Magatama. It just happened to buy it from a store. All I learned was how to summon my partner. Damn it, I did everything he told me to do. How could all of this happen? He must have been confused. Tenichibo spat out his grievances all while punching a tree as if to let out his frustrations. If Tenichibo doesn't know, then there's nothing we can do. All we can do now is pray that Tominari and Tojo defeat it. Tominari, you're not getting close enough. I know, but... Tominari and Tojo's energy wasn't limitless. They attacked the Blightfall again and again, but without a finishing blow. It was only a matter of time before fatigue caught up with them. Even now, the Blightfall's attacks were gradually driving them into a corner. If only there was something that I could do. Goodness. As I thought that, I focused all my attention on absorbing the massive Blightfall. And then... Tink! Huh. There's something shining on the Blightfall's forehead? It's hard to see because of the black threads, but if I look carefully, it seems to be something in the back. Continuing to focus my eyes in observation, I made a sparkling Magatama embedded in its forehead. As said previously, that Magatama would have been held by Tenichibo. During the Magatama itself somehow made it even stronger, which meant... Is the Magatama perhaps its real body? The Blightfall wasn't sealed inside the Magatama, but instead the Magatama itself was the Blightfall. So as I realized this, I ran forward and shouted, Tominari, Tojo, aim for the forehead of the mask. There should be a Magatama embedded there. If I'm right, it could be its weakness. Upon hearing my hoarse voice, Tojo and Tominari exchanged glances for a moment. Kunitaka, let's do it. Yeah, no choice but to hedge our bets on that. And then Tominari and Tojo once again charged at the Blightfall. Meanwhile, at the same time, an unprecedented panic was occurring in Edo. Hey, is it that monster again? It's over. Edo's gonna be annihilated. Mommy. Though it was far... Sorry. I'm terrible making fun of that kid. Though it was from a faraway location, it was possible to see the massive Blightfall even from Edo. The residents who had come outside in order to see it were now panicking. People trying to save themselves, people crying in sheer terror, people who were picking fights with anyone and everyone due to the tension. Edo had become a harbor of pandemonium. Calm down. It's still some distance away, so it's alright. Residents of Castletown are to evacuate Shota Castle and... Move! Don't just stand around like an idiot! Yeah, you're talking to me! This is impossible. No one is listening. Blightfall looks pretty serious. Shouldn't we go and help them? The entertainment district team is on their way, so we needn't worry about it. More importantly, all this ruckus might cause some Blightfall to appear, so keep a lookout for that. Continue to coordinate with the volunteer police and constables in organizing the evacuation. Got it. Understood. After they heard their orders, Yuichi and Genjuro ran off. Miyagi watched them go and then turned his gaze to Kyoshiro next to him. He started a day earlier than the notice. It seems Lord Yoshimune is close to the site of the incident, but I sure hope he's okay. There are several bodyguards with him, so there shouldn't be a problem. Besides, it's his lordship we're talking about. He told us to prioritize the citizens. Well, yeah, but accidents could always happen. So wouldn't it be better if you at least head over? This ruckus itself could be a diversion. Taking that into consideration, it'd be better if we were on standby in the city. More importantly, the evacuation isn't progressing at all. It seems as though no one can stay calm when faced with such a colossal monster. You have to do something about this situation first. That's true. If that's your decision, lead the way. Hey, what is that? As the citizens looked toward the entrance of the city, they started to raise a fuss. It's still early for the massive Blightfall to have come. Thinking odd, Kyoshiro and Miyagi turned their gazes towards the direction and... Oh, you two are still here. Shockingly, Lord Yoshimune Tokugawa was calmly walking towards them. Not only that, behind him was a large group of rowdy-looking rodents standing by. It's obviously not a normal thing to see. The citizens stared at Lord Yoshimune as if they'd forgotten all about the Blightfall. Lord Yoshimune, so you've returned safely, but who are those men behind you? They're Tenichibo's Ronin. They seem to be in a panic, so I guided them here. Even during this emergency? Yes, because it's an emergency. This number of Ronin were to scatter among the land, it'll only be trouble. Am I wrong? It's as you say. It was such a fair argument that Miyagi answered immediately and Lord Yoshimune nodded with satisfaction. So what is the current situation? We're in the midst of evacuating the citizens, but as you can see, chaos has made it difficult. I see. Tsushige, Kyoshiro, you've done well up to this point. Leave the rest to me. Lord Yoshimune, what are you planning on doing? Watch and learn. Lord Yoshimune slowly walked forward, gathering everyone's attention. Listen, all of you! A low voice that sounded out loud and clear. His voice was so easy to hear despite all the noise. The nearby citizens looked at him out of reflex. Thanks to that, the attention he had already been gathering became much more focused. I understand that you tremble at the danger before you. It is natural, as it is for any living creature, to be scared. However, for now, you must stay calm. Right now, the Shogunate's finest warriors are risking their lives to exterminate that monster. What is it, then, that all of you must do? Is it not to protect your own lives? The citizens quietly listened to his calm and clear words. The area had been filled with the sound of yelling moments earlier. It's somehow become dead quiet. Having said that, I'm sure you do not know exactly what you must do. Currently, my men are guiding you to a safe place. Please calmly follow their orders. There is still time, so do not panic. Now go. Then Lord Yoshimune clapped his hands twice as a sign that his speech was over. In that moment, the anxiety that had been in the air was completely cleared away. Noise returned immediately, but it was as chaotic as before. Everyone calmly followed the orders of the samurai. As always, we can count on the Shogun. Just him being here makes me feel so much safer.
But didn't this start with the Shogun's illegitimate son? There's no way to know if he's real deal or not. It's not like there's proof, so he can say whatever he likes. Oh, you're right.
Alright, let's go, Kyoshiro. Understood. Lord Yoshimune walked towards Chiyoda Castle, leading the citizens. Chasing right after them, Kyoshiro stared at Lord Yoshimune, his expression filled with pride. I guess we'll just have to pretend that straight face of his had pride in it. I don't know that they've ever, in the entire game, show his face do anything but straight face. Its weakness was the Bagatama in its forehead. Once that was determined, Tojo and Tominari slashed straight at the Blightfall. Tominari will finish it with one last blow. Understood. But the enemy wouldn't be so careless as to let up at such a vital moment. As if it knew its own weakness, it extended multiple tentacles and intercepted them with more ferocity than ever before.
Please finish it. If we can defeat it here, everyone, Edo will... If we can't defeat it right here, everyone, Edo will be in big trouble. I felt frustrated. I could do nothing but pray and watched over the battle. The two were cornering the Blackfall more and more, slashing aside the many tentacles that attacked them. The ones that were unable to dodge ended up slicing their cheeks or clothing, yet they paid that no mind. Go, Tominari. You don't have to tell me. And then, Doink.
Tominari's thrust pierced clean through the Blightfall's forehead. Did you do it? At that moment, the Blightfall bellowed a death scream. Even while it was struggling painfully, the black threads that made up the Blightfall's body continued to disintegrate. From solid matter to thread, then its color faded and melted away into the air. In the end, the Blightfall disappeared completely, leaving only the Magatama. It's over. After they saw the disappearance through, Tominari and Tojo quietly sheathed their swords. The snow sacrament was complete.
Tominari, Tojo, are you hurt?
It's alright, just some scratches. Worked out somehow. That's some quick thinking with that last attack, Tominari. Come here and let your big bro praise you. Nope. Not a fan of being smothered, thank you. I just thought since it was so tough, it'd be better to stab than to slash. You're such a killjoy, man. Oh, is this the item we're after? In the midst of their conversation, Tojo picked up the shattered Magatama that had fallen onto the ground. The Magatama remained tranquil, as if the ruckus from earlier was nothing more than a bad dream. Though there were still some black threads attached to it, it wouldn't be a Blightfall anymore. Hey, no. It's already over. Does that mean we don't get our chance to shine? Yes, that appears to be the case. It seems as though we've wasted our time coming here. At that point, Odoro and Kinji leisurely walked towards us from the bushes. Why are the two of you here? We were ordered to come and assist you. Did you not notice you could see this battle even from Edo? Yeah, the Blightfall was pretty big. Hey, how did you defeat something that big? Like, it must have been pretty tough, right? I hit the Magatama. You hid the Magatama? Where? I don't think the two of them quite understand each other. Maybe it's my imagination. Odoro's playing dumb. By now, the atmosphere of the place had already become calm. But behind us, something was secretly moving. It was Tenichibo. Tenichibo was still on all fours, heading somewhere without making a sound. He most likely planned to escape. Hey, where do you think you're going? Yeah. There was no way the Oniwaban would allow that to happen. Everyone surrounded him, cutting off Tenichibo's escape route. You made a pretty big mess of things. Can't have you leaving without some sort of atonement. This is the Tenichibo? What the heck? He's still a kid. Shut it, brat. Look who's talking. Alright, let's tie him up.
Please wait a second.
Now, if we leave him free, he might run away.
That's probably not going to happen. Please, just give me some time.
I told them that and faced Tenichibo once again. Whether or not Tenichibo was sulking, he wouldn't even meet my eyes. Perhaps it was because we were surrounded by so many people, but he seemed somewhat uncomfortable.
Still, you can hear my voice, right? We talked to him. Tenichibo should definitely understand.
With determination in my heart, I slowly opened my mouth.
Hey, let's go to the city commissioner together. That way, it should make a better impression to the shogunate. It would be best if we properly investigate whether you're Lord Yoshimune's child, for all our sakes. That is if you actually want to meet Lord Yoshimune. Tenichibo?
I know. I know that better than anyone. Though he never turned back towards me, his answer was clearly directed just as much to himself as it was to me. The Tenichibo case, an incident caused by a single Yamabushi monk claiming to be the illegitimate son of Lord Yoshimune Tokugawa. I'll be chosen to be a daimyo soon. Upon hearing his claim, many ronin gathered at his side to offer up their services. Not only that, the Yamabushi monk was said to possess an abnormal, mysterious power, giving complete control over an unknown monster. Then one day, when the time was right, the Yamabushi monk approached the shogunate, demanding they acknowledge his existence. There was no proof. All he had were his mother's dying words. There was no way the shogunate could accept such a bogus claim. So the Yamabushi monk and the shogunate came to the brink of instigating a violent conflict. However, just before the fighting could start, someone had eliminated the very monster that was the Yamabushi monk's trump card. Strangely enough, the Yamabushi monk disappeared without a trace after the incident. Perhaps that same mysterious monster was the Yamabushi monk transformed. Its purpose to trust Lord Yoshimune and the citizens of Edo. At least that was a rumor floating around town. In reality, he just turned himself in. About a month after the Tenichibo case, we got into a good spot with cleaning up the aftermath, and the samurai town group decided to hold an open-air tea ceremony to celebrate. The tea and snacks were offered there were so very delicious. Tea really is the best true beverage for people born in this country. Yeah, it was delicious.
Thank you, Mimi. It was so nice of you to hold such a wonderful tea party for us. Don't mention it. Today's a celebration. Let's all have fun together. Chirp, chirp.
Of course, other than the Samurai Town team, Mimi, who aided the Oniwaban, and Komame were also attending. Or rather, Mimi had planned the whole open-air tea ceremony for us.
In the end, you weren't able to have an open tea ceremony with the samurai wives, right? How was your first time experiencing it? It's really great. I don't have to worry about wall scrolls or flowers, and I can sit however I want. Open-air tea ceremonies are great.
Susanoo, you're pretty nervous that time. Could you even tell the taste of the tea?
Now that you mention it, I might not have. Today's tea actually has flavor. It's good.
That's good. Don't worry about etiquette today. You can have as much fun as you want.
Yes. In any case, that Tenichibo case, is it true you all resolved it?
That's right. But is there a problem with that?
It's amazing you defeated that big monster. I was about to pass out just from seeing the real thing. When it's that big, then it certainly is scary.
More importantly, Miharu, if you're living in Castletown, wasn't it pretty bad? I heard there was a huge panic.
Yes, that's right. Everyone was going all over the place during the evacuation, and you couldn't move a single inch. I hate to think of what would have happened if Lord Yoshimune didn't show up. Oh, right. Lord Yoshimune was the one who led everyone in town. Lord Yoshimune was so cool. He was able to coordinate all the citizens so easily. He really is an incredible man.
Huh. Could Kyoshiro be...
Hey, wait, Kyoshiro, why are you laughing to yourself? You're gonna ask that now?
What? I'm not laughing.
The corners of your lips are raised. What's up with that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Come on, calm down, Mimi. Kyoshiro must have been happy that you were thinking so highly of Lord Yoshimune.
You don't see that too often, though. Now that I think about it, I've almost never seen the captain smile. Me too.
Perhaps he feels more at ease when it comes to talking about Lord Yoshimune? Cheep, cheep.
As that conversation unfolded, Kamame was engrossed with leaping about the garden. She normally spent a lot of time at home inside the room, so she seemed to be enjoying the freedom. Kamame sure is energetic. Also, sorry for leaving all the care to you. Wish there was something I could do.
No, it's not a problem. You always help me out. It's the least I can do. Besides, I also enjoy being with Kamame.
I see. I'm glad to hear that. And then Tojo smiled gently while looking at Kamame. Yeah, he didn't even call out to her. He was probably worried that Kamame would run away.
Tojo and Kamame's relationship is sad, in a way. It's almost like some sort of unrequited love. Hey, Tojo used to own that little sparrow. Why are you taking care of it now? Well, it's a pretty long story. Chirp.
As we were discussing that, the little sparrow in question disappeared into the bushes.
Oh my, the little one went into the back.
Kamame, you shouldn't get too far away from us.
There are walls surrounding us, so she shouldn't get lost, but... Cheep!
Surprisingly, Kamame immediately leapt out from the bushes.
Chirp! Cheep, 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 cheep.
Not only that, but she was racing towards me at the same speed at which she'd run away from Tojo. She looked so stressed it made me wonder what the situation was when... To my surprise, the snake was chasing Kamame from behind. It was startlingly fast. It looked like it was going to catch up with Kamame at any second.
At this rate, Kamame is going to get eaten. Kamame, I'll save you.
Before I could run towards her, Tojo leapt forward from beside me. And then... Take this! Using his sword with his sheath still on, he instantly held down the snake's head. Well, well, are you the one bullying my baby? Tojo nonchalantly picked up the snake and shot a threatening glare right into its face. Just because it had accepted its loss, the snake seemed completely downtrodden. Good. Looks like he's lost his appetite. Then Tojo tossed the snake over the wall where there were very few people passing by.
Kamame, are you alright? Chirp!
While that happened, Kamame rushed over to me and I hurriedly held her in my hands. Kamame was shaking and trembling, but she didn't seem hurt. Seems like she's alright. Tojo also came back soon after and looked down at Kamame with worry. Not only that, he reached out with his arm and gently petted Kamame.
Cheep.
I'm so glad I made it in time.
Thanks to you, she's safe. I ain't never expected to be snakes around here. What if it came in from somewhere?
Maybe from a crack in the walls? I'm glad it wasn't venomous. We should do something to prevent them from entering again.
You're right. We don't want Kamame getting attacked again.
And at that point in the conversation, it is something. To my astonishment, Tojo's hand was placed on top of mine. He must have been trying to support Kamame unconsciously while petting Kamame with his one hand. His other had completely enveloped mine. Tojo was completely focused on Kamame, and he didn't notice this at all.
This is a little embarrassing, I think.
If I move my hand, then Tojo can't pet Kamame.
What should I do?
As soon as I became conscious of it, I could feel the sensation of Tojo's hand. Warm, big, rough. The more I tried not to think about it, the more it began to invade my thoughts. Susanoo, why are you making that weird face?
No, this is...
Did something happen? Is Kamame actually hurt? Tojo took the hand that was petting Kamame and slid it around my back, drawing his body even closer to mine. It was just so it looked as if he was hugging me close to him. Everyone's gonna think we're... I could no longer think clearly. Despite knowing that my face was bright red, I couldn't do anything but look down. Tojo, that's probably not it. It's because of you. I think it's because you're so close to her, she's getting all nervous.
Mimi also noticed how embarrassing.
Huh? That was when Tojo finally looked at me. Oop. I guess it's my fault. Sorry. He must have figured it out after looking at my face. Tojo immediately moved away.
Sorry for reacting so weirdly. I'm not too used to this kind of stuff.
Nope, it was my fault. Don't sweat it. I've always interacted with guys or kids, which up my sense of personal space.
No, it was my fault too. But I noticed Kamame seemed fine even while you're petting her, Tojo. Normally she immediately run away.
Now that you mention it, you're right. Tojo once again faced Kamame, who was still sitting in my hands. You know, Tojo was at such a close distance. Kamame remained calm. Kamame, are you cool with me now?
Chirp.
At that point, Kamame returned to her usual self.
Cheep!
She made it sound like a scream and escaped from my hands so fast my eyes couldn't keep track of her. It seemed she hadn't completely opened her heart up to him. I guess she wasn't fully ready yet.
No, I see. I get it now. So that's why Tojo can't keep her.
That was quite the physical feat. If you train her, couldn't you use her as an assistant in combat? That's the thing. Unfortunately, Kamame can't fly because of an injury. That would make things difficult.
Huh.
The conversation drew to an end. I noticed something.
Oh yeah, Seminary hasn't said anything for a while now. I wonder what's wrong.
When I looked behind me, Tominari was piling snacks onto a plate. Beautifully decorated wagashi and manju. Heavy red bean mochi and top it off Kampedo candy sprinkled all around. We'd eaten nirikiri earlier, so he must have been preparing something else. Tominari, what are you doing? I wanted to make a fancy snack arrangement. That's why I bought all this stuff. Isn't tea supposed to be the main attraction of a tea ceremony? Yep, but this is for you to celebrate the success of your first major mission. For me? Now that I think about it, Tominari also gave me a reward before. Even now, I can immediately recall the taste of that kanpeito. When I thought about it, I was probably able to complete my Oniwawa missions because of him. Thanks to what he did and the reward he had given me, my success finally felt real. Here, try some. Whether he knew my feelings or not, Tominari handed me the snack arrangement with a smile. Thank you. Of course, I decided to take one of the kanpeito, decorating the sides of the dish. Are you fine with just the kanpeito? Of course. This is the taste of our memories, right? Yeah, it just might be. Seeing me pick up the kanpeito as if it was a valuable treasure, Tominari squinted his eyes with joy. What's up, guys? Does it feel like there's more to the story than that? Let me in on it, too. This is something we'll keep secret, even from you, Tojo. Right, Tominari? I won't tell him anything. Come on, you're leaving me out of the loop again? That's not so easy being older.
They're so young.
Kyoshiro and Mimi peacefully watched on as we giggled and enjoyed ourselves. Speaking of which, there is some wagashi from Lord Yoshimune as a reward.
Oh, was it good?
No, I haven't eaten it yet. That was told us for the whole Samurai Town team, so I left it in the foyer. Captain, did it ever occur to you that the Shogun might have given it to you because he heard we were having a tea ceremony today? Was that so? In that case, I believe I may have made a mistake.
Oh dear, you're so hopeless. I'll go and get it.
Upon hearing that, Mimi immediately stood up.
Mimi, you want me to go with you? No, it's fine. I'll just be a second, so wait here and drink your tea.
Ah, there she goes. If we're going to discuss the case in more detail, now's as good a time as any. As soon as I thought of that, I faced everyone once more. And we'll get to see the, I don't know, I'm going to call it the wrap-up of the Tenichibo case next time. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see, I got a lot of cleaning and stuff to do this week, so I don't know exactly when I'll stream again. I'll try to remember to tweet it before I start the next stream of Tojo's Route.
Until next time, thank you for watching. Bye!